figure we've already seen this matchup earlier in the tournament. And GP did take that one fairly convincingly. So it'll be really interesting to see what the adaptations are from Reece and what he's going to be doing to try and outfox GP in this situation.
Did GP play any Roy in the previous set, or was it all Ike?
It was all Ike versus Reece.
Okay, so he's taking this seriously then, because like even though his Roy does seem to be performing better, he's still like pulling out the Ike for the people he feels threatened by.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a situation that he knows that I can't underestimate him, and Reece is actually the same because he did have that banjo that he was mucking around with in early rounds.
Yeah, mucking around with.
So, and now he's brought out the Mega Man. It's just consistently going Mega Man in the later stages. So it's obvious that he's also just said, okay, we've gotten to that level. Time to put serious boots on.
I could win this. I should actually put in effort.
Yeah.
You know that feeling for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. But at the moment, incredibly even, just trading back those hits back and forth and just trying to get a lot of the center stage pressure. Ooh, that could have been
a nice little conversion back, just like answering with a jab off of any threat that Reece was throwing at him. Reece is just... You're not really seeing too many projectiles thrown out right about now. Like, that's one of Mega Man's strongest suits, is just like how much of the stage he can control.
no kill.
Not gonna take it though.
No, but he is throwing out a lot of... He's mainly using lemons and a Metal Blade consistently. The Metal Blade is obviously an incredibly good tool just because of how it can get kills, especially at this stage with this percent. And also, well, there's the kill right there.
Yeah,
no, that was just a forward tilt.
Oh, right.
But also, the Metal Blade can convert into conversions for other things. That's going to be the kill there from that forward air.
Metal Blade is an incredibly versatile tool, and especially if you re-grab it like Reece is done right now.
Yeah.
Because then it becomes an omnidirectional projectile. You can throw it in any direction you want, even diagonally.
Yeah, well, even then, Metal Blade can be thrown actually as many places as you want either way. Like there, he can throw it down, he can throw it up, he can throw it diagonally.
I assumed that when he's like first inputting the B button, he could only throw it like in the three directions in front of him. I didn't realize that you could throw behind as well.
Not at all.
That's very handy to know, actually.
Yeah, but at the moment, GP's putting the moves on at the moment. He's really looking for... Actually, he could use the bomb there, but it's just to make sure that he didn't get caught by that.
Just extending his recovery for a little bit more distance.
Yeah, and just make sure he's low enough that he didn't get hit by the eruption.
I would probably be afraid in that situation of getting stage spiked by my own explosive at that point.
Good little short hops there though, just to get around that Metal Blade and just allow the timing for that backer to be coming out. And now he's in a dangerous situation now because Ike has got a little bit of rage at the moment, and he's not exactly on like an easy kill percent. I say that.
One of the probably just a fun move in that.
It's one of the most satisfying moves.
It's very satisfying. It's like, I don't know, I don't expect it. I keep forgetting that Mega Man has it because he's not a character I think of to have many boxing tools, you know?
He has enough. Like that forward air, that back air are very good boxing tools.
Yes.
And realistically, up tilt isn't overly good for like straight boxing because it can be a bit slow. It's just good for those.
It's good for a read.
Yeah, it's good for a read and you get just big kill confirm early on. It's a safer smash attack for him, even though he has one of the safer smash attacks because it's a projector.
Yes. But we're probably not going to see the up tilt come out too many more times, I would imagine, because Reece is like... actually, he's taking the lead here. I thought he was on the back foot, but he's putting a lot of pressure.
He's putting a lot of pressure.
He's taken almost 100% without me even noticing somehow.
Yeah, no, it's just the consistent throwing out of a lot of the projectiles along with the up airs and just those forward airs as well. Reece is doing a very good job of using these forward airs to constantly wall out Ike. Even though Ike should have the advantage in those types of situations due to his long sword. Due to how slow he is, he just can't do it. But that's just going to be...
GP is not your
up air. Yeah,
this is... Where does GP actually fall in like the rankings of Ike players? Like who's the best Ike?
Oh, that's a Japanese Ike.
Japanese Ike.
Yeah, I can't remember his name at the moment though. So,
well, if they're Japanese, we know they're good.
Okay, got that.
Gotcha.
Go talk. So.
GP coming in with his facts and knowledge.
Yeah, the facts and knowledge tell me that's
trivia about Ike players.
But she's currently the best Ike in the world.
But she's in the house right now.
She's in the house right now, and currently we have GP 1-0 up. He is on winner's side as well, so he does have the advantage of just if he does lose this set in any way, he'll immediately have the game afterwards to recollect himself.
Exactly.
But at the moment,
At the moment, it just seems like he might be set to just sort of trample all over these grand finals himself. He's not really giving Reese too many opportunities to make the space between them. Like, Mega Man doesn't need it too much because the only like charge projectile that he has is his forward smash, which you aren't really going to see Reese using all too much at all.
Immediately once you say that, he's
Yeah, I mean, not it's like once every few minutes.
Yeah, it's a good move to his forward smash in particular was very good at that. It kind of like, especially on ledge, if someone tries to go just over it, it obviously would immediately snuff them out.
Yes.
And then setting them up for either they have to go low in order to do there you go, low in order to so that they put into a ledge trap scenario, or they have to go high where they can be snuffed out by a back air or something along those lines.
That was a nice little medium recovery though, just finding a middle ground where he could avoid pretty much both the ledge trap and any like tornadoes that Reese might be throwing out to cover a jump. Quick draw just not a very good offensive move, even as like a burst option, because of just how unsafe it is. If you land in someone's shield with quick draw, you're gonna eat a hefty punish.
Yeah, but he's very good in that movement scenario, and at the moment, incredibly even at the moment, they're just trading back and forth pressure and back and forth just a ledge.
The ball on him. Okay, he manages to shield it.
Yeah, he manages to shield it, manages to get away. There's that up tilt, which we were talking about, which has a lot of end lag to it. One of the few moves in this game that has end lag.
That is so true. I feel like there are so many moves that look like you should be able to punish them, but then they just land and cancel all the lag.
That's Smash Ultimate, and that's why this game is very fast. It's just because a lot of moves can be thrown out at once.
And that's why we love it. And I was talking about this with Dumps earlier, but Ike has like the exact opposite problem of Roy. Oh no, not Roy, Sora, right? Yeah. Where Sora's hits look really weak, but they are actually incredibly strong. Ike, he's one-handing this enormous greatsword, the Ragnar, and it looks like pretty much anything he should do would cleave you in half. But we saw earlier, he hit Reese with a forward air, and it had like the red spike, like it looked like it was going to take the stop. But he just didn't. He didn't even go close to the blast zone, really. And like, you look at the animation of forward air, how big and powerful it looks, and you think that he should have died to it, or that it should just do more damage. But it's like exceptionally weak for the type of move that it is.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and even though I will say a lot of Ike's moves do feel very meaty, like that back air, that back air is very meaty. It's just that the thing that Ike struggles with is just the speed, obviously. Yeah. It's the speed of everything that he can throw out, and also that he is one of the characters that has quite a lot of end lag on a few key moves.
Yes.
So he's kind of relegated to being pretty one note with how he has to play.
Which is where memes came from back in the early days of all.
Yeah, and then up B has now become something that's also over-centralized just due to the armor and how fast it can kill.
Yes.
But at the moment, GP's doing a very good job of just using mainly the movement options. He's consistently just staying underneath that platform.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah,
Don't want to risk the shield break.
Yeah, no, that would have shield broke, especially at the full charge. But GP is just consistently just either staying at center stage. Nice, good catch.
Just a quick back air.
Yeah, there's two back airs.
He's not answering with his own back air, just taking the stocks and bringing it to like a final stock match.
Yeah. But if you notice, GP is mainly just sitting underneath one of the platforms and just waiting for an opportunity. He's looking for consistent things, and also to use that platform to extend combos, especially like any nair conversions or say up air conversions or up tilt conversions.
Mm-hmm. Because there's not much Mega Man can do if Ike is hiding underneath the platform. Like the only approach is to hit him straight on, basically, as opposed to like. I don't know. What are Mega Man's landing options? I don't feel like he has.
He doesn't have that many. No, his landing options are very limited, and that's one of the main weaknesses of Mega Man. And that's going to be the eruption, and that's going to be the game 2-0 to GP.
I don't think it was even the eruption that him. I think it was the bomb.
No, the bomb wouldn't kill him. The bomb doesn't have enough.
The bomb is multi-hit as well.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough knockback. That's the eruption coming in and just hitting him with that.
I guess the hitbox is just bigger than the animation.
Yeah.
What might have happened at all.
Yeah, what might have happened is that it's massive. What might have happened as well is that the bomb went off underneath him, dropped Mega Man up, and then the eruption hit.
Yeah, that's very likely what happened. But when a lot of times, when the stars align and you make a play like that, because like I feel like even in that situation. Eruption probably wasn't the most optimal play. No. Eruption's never the most optimal play.
No, it's a very good. What you'll see is that it doesn't actually have as much end lag as you would think it does, and it's very good at ledge, specifically because it's 2 frames.
Yes.
So if using that specifically in those situations, especially when you're up quite a lot, it's just a fair thing to go for because it can kill very early.
Yes. And also, like, this is something that I forget about. In the transition from 4 to Ultimate, he gets, like, 2 extra pillars the more you charge it as well. So if you want, you can play it a bit more safe. You can play further back from the ledge, fully charge it, deal possibly more. Oh, pardon me. Deal possibly more damage. But you know, then you lose out on the 2-frame hitbox, don't you? Because the 2-frame hitbox comes from the sword protruding through the ledge.
Yes, exactly. So, but this is a really interesting thing right here. It's just, once again, GP is doing very well of just staying underneath these platforms, waiting for Reese to make a move, and then punishing it accordingly, like right there. Stay underneath the platform, wait for a punish, go for it.
Exactly.
It's been consistent throughout his game plan, and Reese is struggling to try and get in, because Mega Man's options for getting in are actually fairly limited. It's Metal Blade, Lemons, and then forward airs. The thing is though, forward air isn't as safe as you think it would be. Lemons is relatively safe, and Metal Blade as well, but the thing is though, they can be easily shielded.
Yes, exactly. And obviously we were talking about it earlier, having up the outer shield. Very over-centralizing point of his kit. Not just because it's like quick and strong, but the hyper armor. So even if it's not as quick as something like Cloud up the outer shield, you can armor through like any other multi-hits and trade with it. And we're not seeing too much up the outer shield here. Like GP just has better options. He just has like a better idea of what is optimal to go for, like in the moment. Because every interaction is different. Like something that might be if you land an attack on Ike's shields, it might be like a completely different way that you get punished than it would be if it was a different attack, especially for Mega Man.
Especially, well, with Mega Man in particular, most of the moves that you're seeing hitting the shield are usually from a fair distance away. So GP is not, instead of going for that OBR shield, because you do need to be relatively close to Ike for this to be a punish. He's waiting out and doing those situations where he just goes forward and he just finds an opportunity to either do like a back air or a forward air, which is going to be faster, and he's positioning himself specifically in that burst range.
Yes. Which you wouldn't expect an Ike player to do, really. Like, when you think of Ike, you don't think of burst characters or burst damage or anything. Like we were saying, the closest that he has is quick draw, but I wouldn't really call quick draw a burst option.
Well, the thing is, though, how he's using his burst options is that he's just consistently staying in a certain range where he can move and immediately do an aerial or something like that, and that's his burst. It's just immediately and just hit immediately, and he's staying in that range where he knows that once a hit comes in from like a Metal Blade or Lemons, he can immediately go forward and do it.
The Tornado. Living until almost 200.
Yeah.
Ike being like on the heavier side, not like quite in the realm of super heavyweight, but still able to like live probably a lot of Mega Man's kill options up until the higher percents.
Yeah, he still eats his veggies, so he's still a big boy and he still gets his big damage.
He eats his spinach. I think in Smash 6 they should like introduce crossover skins and we get Popeye.
Popeye, yeah.
Popeye.
No. We just need the spike. No. You're going to be able to make it back.
Yeah.
It's not that heavy. Yeah. At the lower percent made sure that it didn't do that much. But Reese is definitely trying to make his way back into this now. And there's going to be that up tilt on that quick draw.
Yeah,
the quick draw that we were talking about. Immediately doing that on shield would make that situation happen. And now
the shield pressure is phenomenal from GP right here. You saw that, right? Like it was like nair, jab, nair or something like that, and the shield was just inching ever smaller.
Yeah. And now we're in a situation again where
forcing Reese's hand.
Yeah, forcing any recovery. There's
Reese is like we were saying that like is a lot more flimsy than he looks for a lot of his moves, but with the kill moves that he does have and with how good GP is at using them, he is like,
and that's just going to be
I'm going to need him. I'll shut my mouth.
And that's a 3-0 to GP.
Well played from both players.
Yeah, well played from both players. So our number 11 is GP.
The first place prize is still going to go to Reese because GP doesn't like taking prize pool.
I think that's not the case anymore. No.
Oh wow.
So
either
way,